Welcome back, boys, to another week of Da Boys Fantasy Football Podcast only talking about our league. We are on to week, what am I? I'm 1-5, so that would be, we're on week 7? Yeah, we're on week 7. Week 6 is behind us, and let's go ahead and hop right into it. Vibe check, I'm going to let you guys know right now, I am feeling very good as far as the future, and I am stepping back on my statement that the NFL fucking sucks dick. This week definitely seemed better. The weeks prior, I've obviously been a whiny little bitch, and I do need to quit being soft for the betterment of the league. I'm aware of that. At the end of the day, there are 9 teams that are 500 or better in our league. So no one wants to just listen to me talk about my team. I know a lot of you guys probably right now are thinking, thank fucking God. I'm so sick of hearing about him fucking complain about his team. There will still be plenty of that. Don't get it wrong. I literally cannot not complain about my team. But as far as the other things, I felt like last week's episode was a very negative thing. Now, again, I'm going to just point out that a lot of the things I've written down here may seem negative. It's just my attempt to be funny, things to talk about. You know, no one really wants to listen to me just say, this guy's really good. Hey, look what this guy did. This guy did really good. So I'm going to be talking a little shit as I usually do. And, we're going to keep this ball rolling. The bye weeks are here. This is like the first one where it really matters. We got the Panthers, Texans, Titans, Jets. So far that doesn't really affect anybody. Those are some pitiful football teams. Cowboys and Bengals add on to that. So there are some teams in our league that are going to be feeling it this week. I'm pretty sure Donald's got like 4 or 5 guys out on a bye. The big storyline of this week, some podcasts are calling it like an injury apocalypse. It is a huge storyline in the NFL right now, is that everyone once again got injured after we've had a relatively very busy year so far with injuries. The injuries, they include CMC, Debo, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. I think he's going to be fine. I did write it because it was noted. David Montgomery, Kyren Williams, Garrett Wilson, he has the bye, so it should be fine. Damian Harris, taken away in an ambulance, and Zay Jones. So that is pretty ugly as far as injuries go. As you know, I've dealt with a share fair of injuries myself, and no one's granted me a feeling of, buddy, it's okay to feel sorry for yourself. So everyone in the league needs to figure it the fuck out. I expect everybody not to lose at all because of their injuries and not blaming. That would be unfair to me. Waiver wire fab is starting to become a thing.
You said share fair.
Fair share? I said share fair? Okay. Thanks for letting me know that. Waiver wire fab. Me, Zach, and Mister are all at $0 left to spend this year. So it's going to make things tough for us going forward pretty soon. Me and... Oh, shit. Fuck. Hopefully that's fine. Me, Zach, and Mister are at 0. There's 5 guys under 40. There's Braden at 50. Jared has 60. Adam has 90. And Dakota has 10. Dakota has all $100 left to spend. Fuck, I don't understand that one bit. Like, there's been nobody intriguing to him. Also, you look at his team and he's fucking rolling. So he's 2 weeks. He's had either the high score, which was this week, or last week he had the second highest score. So fuck what I know. And then another note that I had here was that on the year that I pitched to build this league into something bigger, you guys all heard my pitch at draft day where I said, oh, we need to go up to $500 buy-in and do this, and this league is the only league that matters. This league fucking stinks right now, or fantasy football stinks in general. So I think it's a tough year to ask everybody to be like, hey, you want to sign up to make this shit even more serious? Yeah. Good luck with that. I will still be trying until the end of time and to build this into something bigger, but maybe this year is not that year. Another thing, I did figure out how to video conference and record it. And I did one with Mr. Mr. will be joining me on BP's Complaining Corner. I feel like he was a team that was eligible to be really bitching about the situation he's got to deal with. So I invited him on. We talked for about 9 minutes. The connection that he had was awful. And I know I try to put out a good product the best I can. You know, we literally just figured out that website, and his connection wasn't good. He was driving. I hope that we can bring that into this podcast somehow, and I can bring on weekly guests. And I think it will be good with our new app. So very happy with it. But if you have an issue with the connection issues, fucking sorry about it. Like literally just figuring shit out as I go. So the gossip this week is, you know, we've got a couple things I can talk about here. I was going to talk about the injuries. So the injuries are the big talk of the league or leagues across the world. But I want to talk about usage concerns. So these are guys that they have the role, they have the job, but the team is not using them correctly. And I'm sure this list goes very high. You know, I'm going to leave people off. People will be like, yo, I have Calvin Ridley, and he was supposed to be a fucking stud this year, and he's really not. That would consider a usage problem. I did not have that on my list, but that's a good one because fucking Calvin Ridley is so talented, and it makes no sense that they don't like feature him more. The team's not mad at him. They love him. But maybe it's Trevor Lawrence issue. I don't really get it. Like, they could absolutely turn this guy into a star, and they really won't. Another guys I have on my list, these are two of my players. James Cook. That's really making no sense right there. Yeah, he had the bad week against Jaguars in London. But everybody, all of the Bills suck that week. And here we are. We're still talking about James Cook being a guy that is not getting, like, they literally do a committee, but it's different than like your first and second down back, and then they bring him in on third down. No, they literally do an entire series with James Cook, Damian Harris, and Lat Murray. Makes no sense. I mean, I get that you want to save guys, but like, He had a good game, and every single time they gave him the ball, he did something decent with it, and he at least looked like explosive, like what you'd have in a lineup. I'm going to talk a little bit more about how bad my trade looks, but James Cook does not look like it. Tyler alluded to it when we made that live trade, that he is worried about how they're going to use him moving forward, and it's turning to be completely true. Logan Thomas, after being a stud, they just fucking stop using him all of a sudden. And one catch, one target makes no sense. The ball went around plenty different other areas, just zero lack to give Logan Thomas the ball. They're using him incorrectly. Bijan Robinson. I think any Bijan Robinson owner feels like he is the most talented running back in the league. You have reason to believe that, but dude, that guy's getting equal touches as Jonnu Smith and Tyler Algier. The literal same amount of targets. He's not featured in the run. He's not featured in the running game at all. If they want to run the ball, they bring in Tyler Algier. If they want to pass the ball, sure, yeah, they'll give him stuff. But touches are on the same level as Jonnu and Tyler Algier. That's bad. And I would be worried that is a Arthur Smith problem. You can blame Ritter, but that is an Arthur Smith problem. Sorry, Justin. George Kittle makes no sense. He had the best game of his the year, and they go back and they give him one catch. In what a game that they probably needed him. Debo went down. Makes no sense why George Kittle didn't get the ball more. Devontae Adams, is he hurt? Or is the team just like not a team that can feature a number one wide receiver? And I would have concerns about Devontae Adams' usage moving forward. Even though I think he's the number 11 receiver on the year, maybe a little more. I could check, but the computer sucks. Sorry. T. Higgins, another one. Usage. Like, what are we doing here? I mean, Adam didn't have in his lineup, but it makes no sense why that guy's not featured on a team that needs him more. D-Hop, that is a fuck up on D-Hop's part to go to Tennessee. That is an abysmal franchise right now. And then Puka Nacua with the usage concerns moving forward. This was the first week where it's like, okay, clearly we're a Cooper Kupp team again. And I hope as a Rams fan that Puka gets brought back in a little bit more, but he's out there. He has the snaps, so I would continue playing Puka, but I still would be a little concerned with how he is going to be moving forward. Post-trade evaluations. Still under the gossip segment. So Peeler has made a lot of trades this year. I think he's done well with his trades. It hasn't meant wins, but Nico Collins, Jacoby Myers, Chuba, and Drake London are all on his team, and they all have been performing well the last 2 weeks at least. It's not equivalating to wins, and sometimes that's just how it goes. But wins will come for him eventually, I believe. So I really need to get my shit together if I have a shot not to be the toilet bowl winner. My trades, they currently look awful. Cooper Kupp is balling. This is why you never trade a number one receiver without a surefire number one in return. Again, the data was bad. I thought James Cook and I thought Debo would be fine. Right now, they look terrible. I got to ride it out with them, unfortunately. James Cook is still a guy that the talent is there. I need the Bills to figure it out. They have 2 weeks where their offenses look terrible. I believe it's because they're not using the players that they have correctly. It could be, I don't know. Debo might be the worst football player in the world, but he is a 49er. He's on a high-powered offense. He may not play next week, but it looks bad. And this is the kind of things that get you beat, making these trades way too early, right before Cooper Kupp's coming back. Excuses, hindsight 2020. I thought Cooper Kupp was going to be a little bit more of a slow move in, but dude, they're literally just unleashing him into going off as the same way he always has. They're giving him routes that he's never had before. I've listened to a lot of post-podcast of Rams podcast, and like they're talking about the routes that Cooper Kupp is doing are the routes that they've always had, like Van Jefferson do. So we may see a Cooper Kupp we've never seen before, and I'm going to miss out on all of it. Top score this week, still under gossip, is Dakota, 139.04. Team has been on a tear. I mentioned it earlier. He's had 2 weeks where he's been in the top two scorers. You can call me Good Luck Chuck if you want. I did try to go back and formulate some data against myself and say, after you play me, you go on and win. But I fucked up because I beat Peeler, but I was on a good streak there. Mr. beat me, went on to win next week. Donald beat me, went on to win the week after. Dakota beat me, went on to win the week after. So that would mean, Justin, you're up next week. So he's had ETN, Swift, Diggs, Pittman. They all balled this week. His lowest score on his entire roster was Dallas Goedert at 9.2. He made 0 false bad starts, Zach starts. Say what you want, Dakota is a veteran in this league, and he's putting his name among the guys that need to be respected, along with the rest of the top guys in the league. Mister's team takes another hit with Kyren Williams going down. His name is on the ropes. Very fitting because it truly, truly is on the ropes. He's got every single player in his lineup that could possibly play this week. The rest of the guys are either on a bye or severely injured, IR, cannot play in the roster. But he also can't really drop anybody. He can drop Odell because that guy stinks, and he probably will. He probably move away from one of his tight ends that he's got, but maybe not. Maybe this is the first week we see a 2 tight end performance or roster play this week when he has Dalton Schultz and Kyle Pitts. Yikes. I would say yikes when I look at his team, but we're all struggling here. So he's 3-3. He should be fine. He just needs a lot of some guys come back. We do talk about it, obviously, in the complaining corner, so stay tuned for that. Donald's team finally performs as I think it should. You've heard me on here before. I never thought his team was a 5-0 team. It obviously is because stats are stats, but I have been unimpressed with his lineup. I'm not scared of his team, and he has the lowest points against, meaning his fantasy defense is the best. So no one's really performing well when they go to play him, and that's what needs to change. Fantasy defense is real. We make the joke and say, like, hey, I need to fire my defensive coordinator. Tyler, by the way, fired his defensive coordinator this week. I hope it works out for you. But that's a true thing, and that has a lot to do with fantasy. Fantasy's fucking luck. Depends who you run into that week. Luckily, we're not doing like a, what do you call that? Best ball format where you just go off a point scored, because matchups are what bring the electricity to fantasy football, that 1v1 game scenario. So we would never do that, but that's what also makes it really luck-based. And, you can have a good team, but run into a wagon, and your record is going to keep you from playoffs or other things. The highest points for, since we brought it up, the highest points for, meaning the highest scorer in the league, is Zach and Jared. There's only about a 1 point difference between them, and that makes sense. Both are 4-2, but if you look at those guys have been top scorers already. They put up 130, 140 a week, and that makes sense with how they've been doing. All right. I'm going to take a sip of water. BP Complaining Corner. I've bitched a little bit already. Obviously, the trade I made is bad, but I can't complain even. I can't even blame the fantasy defense like I just said. I have the 9th highest points scored against me. I just can't score points. I've been the league low scorer 3 times. So, honestly, I'm in love with my roster. I think I have a good roster. I look at it and I'm like, this team should be better. But I'm not the one playing the football games on Sunday, Monday, Thursday, whatever. These guys just suck, and they're just not playing up to par. I'm going to ride it out with them. I did make a trade. We're going to talk about it here in a minute. But first, let's get to the call I had with Mister, where he's going to complain a little bit about his team. We'll be right back. All right. Now we're welcoming him on, Mr. Griggs. He's going to join me on the segment, BP's Complaining Corner. God damn, I got that. We just went through a grind right there, brother.
Yeah, we did.
Hey, I think we figured it out, though. And if this works, this is going to be huge for the podcast moving forward.
Huge for the. Hopefully the sound is working, but whatever.
Yeah, I think your video might be a little laggy, but we'll figure it out. First of all, you're headed to the Legacy practice. Congratulations on getting that banner last weekend.
Thank you. Yeah, what an individual for the program. Our head coach, Zach Monticelli, who's actually in the league, he's doing a fantastic job with the program, getting the kids moving in the right direction.
Yeah, with the program he is. I thought you were saying he's doing a fantastic job with his fantasy team.
Oh, well, he's doing all right. Can't complain. He's right where you need to be at this point in the year.
Yeah, he's got the number 1 at like 3 different positions, and when they don't do well, he sucks. So that's
Hey, same. Fucking same. Or they
yeah.
all get hurt. Or they all get hurt
All
at one
right,
time.
so nice little segue there. Nice little segue. I feel like I have been very much the world is against me, poor me, poor me.
Right.
You take the different approach, and you're like, "Hey, I'm going to just try my best every single week." If I had what happened to me that happened to you these last 2 weeks, I would be a little crybaby bitch. What's your thoughts?
Yeah. No. Well, with me, I mean, I take that approach. I'm all in, chips in the middle kind of owner, I guess you could say. I know what comes with that territory. I take that risk every single year. It's a boom or bust. And hasn't the bubble has not bursted, okay? But it's inflating really, really big.
You got Zach Charbonnet in your lineup right now.
Hey, when you see those guys with the watermelon, put the rubber band on the watermelon until ooh, woo, we only got a few rubber bands left. Put it that way. Yeah.
You got to put the goggles on?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
right.
So it can go 2 ways. I got 3 wins in a row, so I'm sitting in the middle of the pack right now. I looked at it like IR 4 weeks, maybe go 1-3, 2-2. But like I said, I have realistic expectations like that because I've done this same draft scenario for the last, I think, wide receiver heavy has been my strategy the last 3 or 4 years. So I know what comes with that. So you're not going to have much depth. You're going to have to
Yeah, but man,
it's
crazy because I feel like you figured out that the first 5 weeks were all about like Mr. Hack that shit, and now like Kyron's down, fucking even the guys you picked up just
I
fucking
traded Zach
died.
Moss away.
Damn.
Yeah. I don't usually.
A-Chain will be back week 11. Kyron should be back next week. I think, and you'll get. I think your biggest concern is Justin Jefferson. If he's like, if he just, they could shut him down just because they're like, oh, maybe, I don't know.
It's gonna be fucking horrible. Yeah, I think that's always in the back of my mind. I wake up every day and look at him in that spot, and I think that to myself every single time I open the app. What if this guy doesn't come back? But the way I set my team up is I would only need. I'm really looking for a flex, to be honest. That's what my issue is. I'm okay with Brian Robinson as my RB2.
You got lucky last week with Odell scoring 5 points. That's high. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, you know what? That's funny you say that because it came down to several candidates. I mean, I might as well not on the pod, but it was fucking go too tight. I hate that. I make fun of people who do that.
Yeah, I mean, especially this year, tight ends are awful. Yeah.
Yeah. Find someone or find someone on the waiver wire. And my other 2 options on the waiver wire were the Dallas Cowboys wide receivers, and Brandon Cooks just happened to score.
Yeah, that was crazy. I was looking at your bench, and your bench has.
If I played any of the 2 tight end bench, I won.
Right. Yeah. I was saying for like this week, like you have 0 startable options on your bench. Everybody that can possibly play is in your current lineup.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone is either on bye or very injured.
That's an optimized lineup. I'm like, fuck it. It's a crapshoot at this point. So, I mean, but yeah, like I said,
you're 3-3.
Down. Yeah, 3-3.
You're 3-3. I mean,
middle of the pack.
Yeah. So overall, we are worried, but you just gonna fucking do what you can and figure it out.
Yeah, I just gotta wait till the IR period. That's gonna be a pivotal moment. Is the IR deadline. Once the 4 weeks are up, Justin Jefferson, A-Chain, I need them both to come back, and I need them to come back and play.
Yeah. Who on your current roster do you need to step up the most as far as going to carry the load while we're down?
All three tight ends.
you can only start 2, but yeah.
All 3 tight ends. I'm a numbers guy, and this has been a fucking horrible year for tight ends. So, I mean, maybe, we're getting into the halfway point of the season. I mean, come on, I need something. But other than that, nothing. I got to find, hopefully some of these waivers hit, but I have 0 fat bucks. So, I mean, that's a crap shit. So, I take the guy where people are, so.
Yeah. That's you have to wait until Wednesday morning and then place all your bids.
I set an alarm for 1 a.m. Go, lady, go! Come on.
Right after all the waivers clear.
1 a.m.
You fucking sign on and get busy.
Yeah.
You can even pick up and drop right away just to see how it looked on your roster.
Yeah. Right, and test, and then fuck it off for other people. You know what I mean? So that's really my strategy. I set an alarm for 1 a.m. I play with the scraps, and then I just let everybody have at it. And I usually have my lineup by Friday. So.
Okay. All right. Well, this was awesome. Your connection was pretty much terrible, but I think everyone else is going to be okay, and we'll work it out and maybe have you back on the podcast soon.
Okay, perfect. Hopefully people got the gist. If not, fuck them. It's on. Let's go. I'm on the fucking ropes.
All right, man. I'll talk to you later.
All right, brother.
All right, bye. All right, guys. Welcome back. I thought, again, sorry for the connection issues there, but that is going to be a nice little feature to this little operation we got here, boys. I finally figured it out after going through Zoom, fucking Skype. I've created so many accounts with websites that just to find out that in order to record it and put it to a file form, you have to pay like $250 for a year subscription. And I'm still not even completely confident. So that's huge. I'm happy about that. The trades, we had only 2 trades go down as of right now. There's only been 2 trades that have happened. The week is early. I do suspect there's going to be some more trades. But the 2 trades that we have so far are Michael Thomas to Donald for Zeke Elliott. Zach traded Michael Thomas to Donald. So Zach's comment when I reached out to him, he said, I am in running back hell this week, and the waiver wire wasn't providing many options, especially with the 0 fab dollars I have. Because I can't budget with real money, let alone fake money. So went and got a guy that hopefully won't give me a goose and then a depth piece the rest of the year that could turn into a starter if Stevenson goes down or get Bellatrixed. Also, potentially the most important part of the trade is I was tired of seeing Michael Thomas's sorry ass on my roster. Donald, he did reply with a comment himself. He said, adding Michael Thomas gives me more depth, more wide receiver depth, and helps with my guys on a bye week. Not the coolest trade or big name trade, but more tools for the toolbox. Also, plan on trading away some guys for another elite running back soon. I've got a couple running backs. I don't know if you determine them elite or not, but holla at me. Basically, this trade on paper looks like, why even comment about it? I am not a Michael Thomas guy, but he does average about 10 points a week. So Zach, Donald, I don't understand, really what use he does for you other than a 1 week start this week. Zeke Elliott, I guess. I mean, I think both guys nailed their breakdown, and I hope it works out for the best of them, for the both of them. I traded Javonte back to Jared for Jared Goff. Obviously, I had CJ Stroud on a bye week this week, so I had to make a move. I put myself on trade suspension. It lasted literally 18 hours, and I once again was fielding calls for a trade. Jared, he reached out for his comment, and then I'll give my little piece. He said, when Demo went down, David Montgomery, going down last week, it put me in a major pinch for week 7 since Dameon Pierce is on a bye week. I had a stud of a QB on my bench that wasn't seeing any play in my lineup, so I reached out to BP for a trade request. While he said he was on trade timeout, I knew with little bit of persuasion we could get something into work. I really think this is a positive trade on both sides. I can float my team with the starting running back through week 7, and now BP has a QB that he can hopefully get him close to 20 points every week. Thank you, Jared. That was very nice of you to say. He originally did hit me up and said he wanted James Cook for him, and I said, hey, dude, I'm on trade suspension. I can't. And he just kept prying a little bit, and I kept saying mean things to him. But Jared, give him credit. I mean, he keeps it all business. You know, he throws periods in there. He talks with very eloquently capitalized letters, and he stayed the course. And he kept saying things that I would like reply back to something very mean, like he was saying like James Cook only gets 7 points a week. Like he was trying to talk down James Cook. Obviously, I wasn't interested in training James Cook for a quarterback because my outlook on it is, you know, Jared finally has the first bit of adversity, and now he's just going to trade one of his bench guys for a starter. So now he's going to downplay my guy, James Cook, who deserves it, but he says he's a 7 to 12 point scorer tops. So that's how he justifies saying, I'm not asking for much. So then I reply back and say, Javonte is a 7 to 10 as a true 7 to 10 guy. Let's do that. Wasn't interested. So he kept saying shit. I'm like, dude, you're a fucking dickhead. Like you literally said he's a 7 to 10 guy. I offer you a true 7 to 10 guy, and now you don't want it. So you see the same thing in James Cook that I do, and you think I'm just going to play chump. You're going to pay up since you're the one trading a bench guy for a starter in your league. Now you get to keep this fucking train rolling. So I wanted to make him pay up. Javonte probably isn't the right move for me. I probably could use him. I traded a lot to get Javonte, and I haven't received any payback on Javonte being on my team at all. So I am sad to see it go because really I'm just giving up on my dream with this guy. But I got to look forward with the roster that I have, and I really do think Jared Goff is a guy. I've always been a Jared Goff guy. I have 2 jerseys of him upstairs in my closet. And I hope he can continue to be good. He's got all his weapons. Maybe CJ Stroud isn't my guy moving forward, and I can just go the rest of the year with Jared Goff. So we'll see. Javonte's probably going to be good now. Just the way it goes, guys. It's just the way it goes. Last segment, I am going a little long, especially with that Mr. video entered and then my punishment that I've got at the end. So this will probably be a longer episode. Week 7 preview. There was no big game of the week. I thought all the games overall, none of them were extremely competitive. Some scores are tight, but it really was a lot further away than it seemed. I didn't feel like talking about any of the old matchups. For the first time in this podcast, we are going to give a little Week 7 preview. Just a quick little bit on each game, nothing crazy. First off, we've got me versus Tyler. Tyler coming off back-to-back losses. With that trade that we made, this could be a fun week. Overall, I think there's a lot of really good matchups this week, which is another reason why I should talk about it. Again, on me and Tyler, it could be a get-right game for him, but it also could be a look-ahead spot for Tyler. I have been abysmal. I've been terrible. I have nothing to lose. But we know how it's going to go. Tyler's going to get right against me. And our projections are within the same. So that's kind of cool. Adam versus Justin. Both 3-3, but trending different directions. What is Justin going to do at QB? He's going to go to the waiver wire. I've seen the waiver wire at quarterback. It's not good. We're talking Sam Howell. We're talking, it depends who gets dropped, but it could be like a Matt Stafford. Could be whatever. Either way, a lot of these streamer quarterbacks have not been good. More so than I think years past. There's been guys being kept on rosters, 2 quarterback setups. So what is he going to do? I think this is a big week for Justin moving forward. But again, they're both 3-3, so nothing's going to take anybody out of it. Jared versus Dakota. Both teams are on fire right now. Both are 4-2. It's a good matchup. There's little bye week interference in either of their lineups, and both teams should have a good day. Braden versus Mister, both 3-3 record. Excuse me. Braden, again, another 3-3 record versus 3-3 record. Braden's on a 2-game win streak, trending upwards. Mister's coming off a loss. He's very hurt, and he's playing a very well-rounded team in Braden. So I think everyone can probably chalk it up for a Braden win, but you never fucking know in this league. Austin versus Donald. That one is a 5-1 matchup versus a 5-1 matchup. Both have bye week problems, though. But a big game nonetheless. They will probably be super, super nice to each other all week, and it'll be a boring, boring fucking game. They'll both score 110, 112, and one of them is going to be 6-1, though. That's cool. Zach is on a bye week versus Peeler. And then we move on to the Zach Starts of the Week. Zach Starts of the Week, sponsored by Pink Whitney. I'm just kidding. It's not. Mr. Starting Odell Beckham just because. That guy fucking stinks. He ended up with 5 points, but anytime I see that guy in a starting lineup, he will be an automatic feature into this segment of the podcast. Didn't matter, but Adam starting Kirk over Justin Herbert was wild. Luckily, it didn't cost him. But that right there is the shit that gets you beat. I don't give a fuck about matchups. There's nothing to say that Justin Herbert should be sitting. He had a terrible game and still scored 19 points. And then in closing, boys, as we know, I am the loser of the week. I am going to go do my punishment now. It is one that I truly, truly am not looking forward to. I pray to God it's funny because it is going to hurt me very bad. My plan was to go to the gym, and that will be relevant later, but I did not go to the gym, so now this is going to be extra painful. I will see you guys in a little bit. Thank you for watching another episode of the podcast. I do enjoy doing this every week. Shout out to all my 20 listeners. And I do this for you guys and no one else. Love you. Talk to you later. Bye. All right, boys. This is going to be my punishment. I'm going to do the ice bath. I've already dumped 2 bags of ice in here now. I've got 2 more. Again, this is not feeling very funny, but it's gonna suck. So I deserve it. Deebo Samuel sucks. James Cook sucks. Yeah, so we're gonna do it. I almost took off my underwear. Nobody. another poem about misery, and then I fucking put it on my phone, so I scratched it. Pretty much terrible. I'm the worst fantasy football player this year. I luckily got 1 game lead over fucking. Yeah, you fucking suck, bitch! You suck! You're the worst. Fuck you, Joe Rogan. I'm gonna sit in here until my body temperature comes down, and I warm up the water. I'm just kidding myself. Yeah, that's the ice bath challenge. Shout out to the rest of the league. Hope you guys have to do this one too.